Okay, stop whatever you're doing right now, because I'm about to drop 25 facts about Taylor Swift that are going to completely break your brain. And I'm not talking about the obvious stuff. I mean the deep cuts, the hidden gems, the things that even the most dedicated Swifties might not know. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and let's get into it, because this is going to be wild. We all know Taylor Swift. We know the albums, the tours, the Easter eggs, the drama. But there's so much more to this woman than what we see on stage. There's a whole world of quirks, secrets, and hidden details that make her who she is. And honestly, the more I dig into these, the more I realize she's not just a genius, she's absolutely fascinating. Here's the thing, Taylor didn't just wake up one day as the biggest pop star on the planet. There's a story behind everything. Like the fact that she grew up on a Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania for the first 14 years of her life. She literally spent her childhood surrounded by pine trees and holiday magic. And she even released a song called Christmas Tree Farm in 2019, complete with home video footage from those early days. That's not just nostalgia, that's her holding on to where she came from. But here's where it gets even more personal. Her full name is Taylor Allison Swift, and she was actually named after James Taylor, one of her parents' favorite musicians. She even got to share the stage with him at a charity event in 2011. Can you imagine being named after your idol and then performing with them years later? That's not coincidence. That's destiny. And music runs even deeper in her blood. Her maternal grandmother, Marjorie Finlay, was an opera singer who toured South America and released albums in Mexico. Taylor has said her grandmother inspired her to pursue music, and she even featured Marjorie's vocals on the song Marjorie from Evermore. That's not just a tribute, that's legacy. Now here's a fact that absolutely blew my mind. Taylor learned to play guitar from a computer repairman. A computer repairman! When she was 12, a guy named Ronnie Creamer was fixing computers at her home, noticed a guitar in the corner, and offered to teach her a few chords. And get this, despite people telling her hands were too small, she learned on a 12-string guitar first, before moving to a 6-string. That's determination. That's a woman who doesn't take no for an answer. Speaking of things she didn't take no for, at 14, she became the youngest artist ever signed by Sony ATV Music Publishing. But here's the kicker. She actually turned down a record deal with RCA because they wouldn't let her sing her own songs. She walked away from a major label at 14 because she refused to compromise her artistry. That takes guts. But let's talk about the quirks, because Taylor Swift is full of them. Her lucky number is 13. She was born on the 13th, turned 13 on Friday the 13th, her first album went gold in 13 weeks, and her first #1 song had a 13-second intro. She even draws 13 on her hand before performances. That's not just superstition, that's a ritual. Here's something you probably didn't know. Taylor collects antique doorknobs. Yes, doorknobs. And she has over 100 snow globes that she collects and even gives as custom gifts to friends like Selena Gomez. She also has a fear of sea urchins. She's called them landmines in the ocean because stepping on one can puncture and even poison you. Random? Yes. Fascinating? Absolutely. And her cats? They're all named after TV and movie characters. Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy, Olivia Benson from Law & Order SVU, and Benjamin Button from The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. She's a cat mom with taste. But here's one that really gets me. Taylor doesn't have a driver's license. She learned to drive from her mom on the Christmas tree farm, but she just never got officially licensed. She also said her first word was yellow, not mama, not dada, but yellow. That's so on brand. And she wrote a 350-page novel when she was 12. A whole novel. She's never published it, but her parents still hold the rights. She also wrote the fastest song of her career, Blank Space, and the slowest, most emotionally draining one, All Too Well, which took months to finish. Here's another bombshell. She co-wrote Calvin Harris's and Rihanna's hit song, This Is What You Came For, under the pseudonym Nils Sjoberg. And she's also written songs for other artists, like Little Big Town's Better Man, and even a song for Hannah Montana. She's a ghostwriter in the shadows. She was the youngest Grammy Album of the Year winner at just 20 years old, and she holds the record for the most American awards wins of all time, 40. Her Eras Tour became the first tour in history to surpass $1 billion in earnings, and then $2 billion. She's not just successful, she's unprecedented. And yet, with all that fame, Taylor still finds time to be genuinely human. She once FaceTimed a 4-year-old girl battling terminal brain cancer whose final wish was to dance with her to shake it off. She bakes cookies for fans. She makes a mean bolognese sauce. She even used Blake Lively's daughter's voice saying "gorgeous" on her song of the same name and credited her in the album booklet. At the end of the day, Taylor Swift isn't just a pop star. She's a collection of contradictions. A farm girl who became a global icon, a songwriter who writes for herself but gives credit to others, a woman who has been torn down and rebuilt herself over and over. And the more you learn about her, the more you realize we don't really know her at all. But which of these facts completely shocked you the most? Drop your favorite in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the moments that shape our pop culture. Because with Taylor Swift, there's always more to uncover.